Hey my creators, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Christi and this is Christi Creates. And if you're not new, welcome back. So I found this sign at Goodwill and I thought this is perfect, it's just wood. So I took it to the garage and sanded down all of that paint so I would have a fresh canvas to start with. I'm going to take my 20mm half wood beads and I'm going to glue them all around the edge about an inch in, but this is personal preference. You could glue it all the way to the edges if you wanted. Like I always say, you do what makes your eyes happy. And here I'm using half wood glue, half hot glue, just so it holds it down in place while the wood glue dries. Then I'm going to give it a complete coat of white chalk paint. Now I'm taking, this is the top band of one of the Dollar Tree trash cans. I do use the rest of that trash can in a later DIY in this video, and I just thought I would utilize it for this. So I'm giving it a coat of white paint so it will blend into the background. Now I'm going to take these different picks that I had on hand. I believe these are all from Walmart. I haven't been lucky enough to find any at my Dollar Tree, so, you know. If anybody ever wants to hook a girl up, I cannot find the cute greenery that Dollar Tree has. So here I'm just removing all of them from their picks and I'm cutting off a bunch of little pieces of wire. And now I'm going to go in and wire each piece to the wire circle or wreath form. You could use about anything for that wreath form if you wanted. Dollar Tree does have those little wreath forms like that now as well too. And I'm just wiring it on. I did not put any hot glue on any of it. That way I can change it out later if I want to. And here I'm just kind of layering the different types of greenery up, just so it has a little more texture, a little more color. And I wanted it to be very springy and just really cute. Make sure you let me know in the comments down below if you like what greenery I used, if you would have changed anything. And I'm just going to continue layering, and then I'm going to add in some lavender picks as well. But that was just kind of personal preference. That was just to kind of spring it up a little, zhuzh it up. And this is some ribbon I got after Christmas for super duper cheap. And I thought it looked super farmhouse. It didn't look Christmas at all. So I'm going to use it to hang my wreath up there. I'm going to flip that over, put a couple of staples in to hold the ribbon, and that is it. What do you guys think? So quickly, let's talk about the Creative Champion Contest. Here is who I'm competing against in week 3. Crafting Cousins, Anna Lee, and Simple Yet Chic, which is Antoinette. And here is the picture of Heidi's page. Make sure that after you view my video, that you go over to her video and make sure to give her a subscribe if you haven't already. Here is one of the competition pieces that I created for Heidi's video. It is a bread box with some drawers on top that I turned into a crafting station. And then I'm also going to show you a second piece that I made for her video, which was this tiered tray made out of a couple of really ugly trays that I found at Goodwill and some awful candlesticks, but I turned them into this awesome piece. I want to drop in really quick and give a big thank you to Heidi for putting on this competition and to all the other girls I'm competing against because they have been such sweethearts and made this so fun for me. Onto this cutting board that I found at Goodwill. It was not that cute and not my style at all, but I thought the shape was perfect, so I'm going to first off remove these little hangers that was down at the bottom. And then once I get those out, I'm going to take it to the garage and give it a really good sanding. I sanded the front, the back, and the sides. it had kind of a little funky smell to it. So, you know, when you sand all of that off, it kind of gets it back down to the clean guts of it. So here's what it looked like once I got it all sanded. And then I'm going to give it a coat of white Waverly chalk paint. And once I get the first coat on, I realize you can still see a little bit, since I didn't sand it like super great. I probably should have spent a little more time sanding, but you know, I was in a hurry, so I'm going to make sure to give it a second coat, and then I even touched up a few places a third time. Now I'm going to take my black Waverly chalk paint and I'm just going to distress it. And this is just until your eyes are happy. If you want to lightly distress it, you lightly distress it. And if you like heavy distressing, you go in, girl. Or guy. So that's what it looked like once I got distressing done. And I'm going to take those little hangers that I had removed before, and I'm only going to use 2 of them. And I cut out a decal with my Cricut, and here's what it looked like. How cute. I used a matte vinyl for that just so it wasn't shiny. Now I'm going to take some jute twine and I'm going to put a little bit of tape around the end. I'm going to poke it through the hole and then loop it back through itself. And then I painted a couple of wooden beads with some black chalk paint to tie in our little animals, our little farmhouse animals. And then I'm going to put the beads on. I'm going to tie a knot that will lock the beads on, and then I'm going to tie another knot to make a little loop, which is how we will hang it. So let me know what you guys think about this one. I love this one. I think it's so cute. P.S. Just a quick reminder, go vote for me! So when I found this at Goodwill, my daughter was shopping with me that day and she was like, Mom, this would be so cute. Can you make me a little jewelry holder with it? So I was like, perfect idea. Let's do that. So I took the frame apart. I removed the backing and all of the little spacer pieces and just kind of disassembled it. Then I gave it a coat of white Waverly chalk paint. Once I did that, then I'm going to go in and distress it with some black. And this was personal preference. You would not have to distress it if you don't like distressing. This just kind of farmhouses it up a little bit. You know me, I'm extra, and I've always got to do a little bit more. So here's the Dollar Tree trash can that I was talking about earlier. And I'm going to remove the tag. And then I'm going to try to start cutting it with my scissors because I thought, yeah, this will work. And then I was like, never mind, that's way too hard. It didn't hardly cut through it. So I took my little wire nippers. These are just some that my hubby got me at, I believe, Home Depot. And these are amazing if you have arthritis because it makes cutting wire way easier. But be sure to be careful because I did get cut quite a few times by this stuff. Now I'm going to stretch it out to make it not have that curve in it, which when I stretched it, it made it a little skinnier, which was actually perfect because it fit the frame like it was made for it, y'all. So I bent over the edges so I would know what length to cut it to. And that was it. Like, now I'm going to glue everything back together. So I did use some of my E6000 Quick Hold as well as some hot glue. And I glued those pieces in first, which I loved those. I thought those were such a cute detail. They kind of just make the piece, in my opinion. You could probably even make this out of a Dollar Tree frame, like one of those little frames that have the things inside of them. So I'm putting my wire in, and then we are going to reveal to you. We've got to put our spacers in too, but I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm so excited about it. We're going to make this adorable little jewelry holder. I ended up adding a couple of little S hooks to the bottom so I could hang some necklaces on it. So cute. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today, and make sure after you watch this video that you go over to Heidi's website and you place your vote for your girl.